This morning I'm chatting with Stuart Payne, Principal of Kirstenoff Primary, as part of the series of looking at how crucial the role of teachers is in our community, and particularly during lockdown and coming out of lockdown. So thank you, Stuart.
No problem.
And it'll be interesting, just as you as a leader reflect on the last 3 months nearly, what has inspired you about your teachers, or possibly even other teachers you've heard about during this time?
I think the fact that teachers have children's interest at heart, therefore they're prepared to make a way to get it done. That they have been creative and they have found a way to make sure the teaching happens. Sure, our teachers have resources, which is great, and our children have resources, but every teacher is different, and every teacher has found a way to get their message across within the boundaries of what we set up at the school. And I think what I really enjoy is that, especially with things like the Google Meet, the parents are able to see the teachers and how they interact with their kids. To me, for my own children, I've seen that, and I know it's a thing parents tell me all the time, that you kind of see teachers as someone that sits in the classroom, but now suddenly that teachers in their homes talking to their children, and there's a new appreciation of those teachers. So I think that's been a very, very valuable thing. But also the ability for teachers to not just teach the same way they've always taught, but to say, in this new world, here are the resources, how can we do things differently? And one of the big things that have driven the teachers has been not just to survive lockdown, but what are we going to do in the future? So let's experiment with things, let's try things. This is a time when nobody is judging us about making mistakes. In fact, we made lots of mistakes, and the parents go, it's not a problem. And we completely understand, because everyone's doing it in their own businesses. They're all making mistakes and trying new things. So the fact that they've been able to try things and go down a path and then say, that didn't work, let's try something else, has been, I hope, will stay with us as a teaching fraternity, because we tend to stick to what works for year after year after year. But the idea that we can try things and make a mistake and stand up and go again, to me, is something we have to hold on to. And it's made a successful time in many ways. The other big thing that's hit me about our teachers is the fact that they're interested in the kids who aren't online, who aren't getting work done. That they follow up on them and they chase up on them and they make sure. I can ask any staff member here and say, who doesn't do their work? They can tell me the 3 kids in their class and the reasons why and what the problems are. So that's impressed me. They care for the kids.
Thank you. And I've heard of a lot of stories of doing things differently, and it seems like it's been, while it's been challenging, it's been a time of growth and innovation, which is wonderful to hear. And going forward, I mean, teachers are human. How can parents, how can communities support, appreciate teachers practically?
I think it's something we've always pushed at the school, but we've learned again completely, is that, and it tends to be a cliche that we're a team. It has to be parents and children and teachers working together. But I think generally across any school, the parents and the teachers are on almost 2 different teams at times. And teachers have had to rely on the parents, and the parents have had to learn to work with the teachers. And it's been a fantastic relationship, and it's been the cornerstone of our success over this time. But it's something that, if we get that communication right between the teacher and the parent, and work out where best to use parents, not to send homework for the sake of homework, but what are those things that parents enjoy doing and they were successful at doing with the kids, and we can continue those things going forward. I also think in many ways that our encouraging parents have been of the teachers has inspired teachers to work harder. Sometimes we think if we tell someone what they're doing wrong, they'll get it right. And certainly in this context where there's so many soft skills involved and needed, it's not about doing a job, it's about the underlying soft skills. That the parents are encouraging the teachers and saying, I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that particular meet we had, or that item of work. It gives direction to the teachers, but it inspires them to be better at their jobs. And we've always said to the kids, don't bring a bar of chocolate, send a teacher a note. That makes an impact that'll last years. I have notes stuck on my wall I've had for a couple of years from kids and from parents. And those things inspire parents teachers to be better at their jobs and to keep communicating. If we don't know what's happening at home, it's very difficult for us to compensate for those things. But I think if we can get that community feel that we're all doing the very best we can for these children. It's not a business. This is something that is our community, and we're working on making this the best place for our kids that we can. And keeping the parents involved, and they pay their fees, and they make sure that It's kids are doing their work, and they make sure their kids have a positive attitude towards their schoolwork, and it all works together.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
And all the best, particularly in the challenges coming up as
The
as
new
all the
challenge now
learners
as they come back to
return.
school. Yeah.
And I think it's such a powerful image, that sense of parents and teachers being on the same side together. And it sounds simple, but I know how often they can be a kind of us and them.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to see how this has helped to shift that kind of mental separation.
I definitely think it will.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Good. All
Thank
the
you.
best, Stuart, and
Thank
keep
you.
well.
Thank you.